Plus. Welcome to Cellmates.
Hey.
30 Days of Plus.
Oh.
Happy day 22, Dick Ward.
Happy day 22, Kate Phillips.
And Andy Phillips.
Hey, Andy Phillips.
Hello.
He's here forever.
I'm
Welcome
here forever.
back.
I went back home and I came back just to record this.
Andy, would you say that this is a daily, unpaid, month-long exploration of everything on Disney Plus?
Yes, Dick Ward, I would say this
Everything.
is
30 things.
Oh, no.
30 things on Disney
We're
Plus.
way behind.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So what did we do? What did we talk about? What did we watch?
What? Oh.
We haven't talked about it yet. What are we going to talk about?
Well, we
on this
watched
episode?
the show Gargoyles.
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 Yep. Little gargoyles.
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 Andy, what is your experience with the Gargoyles?
Yeah, Andy.
Previous to this podcast.
My experience with the Gargoyles was making the family come home from our trip to Disney World by like 3 or 4 each day so I could watch a bunch of Gargoyles
in the hotel room.
in the hotel room.
With the Disney Channel
With
that
the
we did not
Disney
have
Channel.
yet.
This is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Very much so. So I loved it because it was, I don't know, it was flying things that beat up other things, and there's a cool teen character that I wanted to be.
Okay.
I mean,
So
they're basically Batmans. They're all a bunch of
they're
different
all
Batmans.
they're all Batmans, and some of them are funny Batmans, and I think it was just something that was like unique, and it was like, this is a toy, I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, did we get Disney Channel soon enough for you to follow Gargoyles?
Absolutely not.
And by that time, it would have been. This was early 90s. What was this?
Sure.
This was 90. I want to say 94 to like maybe 99.
Okay, because 99 was our Disney trip. So you caught the show in syndication pretty much.
More or less.
Uh-huh.
It was also because it was castles. I
Okay.
still thoroughly enjoy castles and medieval
Okay.
things. So I think whatever we were watching, it was season, I don't know, but they were like back in time and everything.
So have you now seen this whole show?
No.
Would you say no? Okay.
I've seen maybe a quarter of it.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been hoodwinked into this episode.
No, you
Continue.
haven't. Because I talked about it ad nauseum and then just added more characterization.
I thought you knew this whole story.
I mean, I've put pieces together. You have like the big first arc when they're getting back into society, and then they're in society, and then there's like a female Goliath that shows up named Angela, who they thought was dead, and
that's not Demona?
that's not. Well, there's Demona, and then there's Angela, who just shows up.
Angela doesn't seem like a gargoyle name.
Right.
You know what? Tiffany doesn't seem like a biblical name, but here we are.
Well, Dick, what did you know about Gargoyles?
I've seen the whole series.
Really?
To my knowledge. Yeah.
I didn't know you were the
So-
Gargoyles expert here and not Andy,
whoa,
who requested this episode.
Expert is
I am not the Gargoyles expert.
the
Of
Gargoyle.
the 3 people in this room.
I don't remember a lot of it. I remember the base characters. Mm-hmm. They're great.
Who are named, what? Angela, Kevin,
They're named...
Pam,
Okay.
Dwight.
Okay. They're named Goliath, who's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest are named after like New York things. So it's
Lexington.
Lexington, Brooklyn, Hudson, and Dr. Bronx.
But
That
they were
last
named
one's
these
not true.
Before?
Bronx and Broadway.
No, Broadway. Yeah.
Right.
No, they were named this when they came to the modern time.
Did they have names before in 900 AD Scotland?
They did not.
Only Goliath did.
No, none of them had names. They explained that in the first episode that we watched. None of them have names.
We watched...
I'm going by what the
Sure,
Gargoyles said,
sure.
Yeah.
Andy.
I
I'm letting them speak
I don't know
their
if we were watching the
truths.
same first episode. I thought Goliath was named, but here we are.
Maybe the
we don't
humans called them that.
Sure.
But the Gargoyles said that none of them have names, and they just identify each other because they look different.
Purple. Green.
Uh-huh.
Orange. So we watched episode 1, and then we skipped ahead to episode 6 because is it correct? Like the first 5 episodes are kind of a movie?
Yeah, what we wanted to do was try and find a standalone episode, and there isn't really one.
No, which is an interesting thing with 90s cartoons is that there's not modern cartoons are very much more episodic. Like you have the same character, like Teen Titans Go, if that means anything to anyone, is like a different adventure every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You have the same characters, the same characterization, of course.
But you can just jump around wherever.
Right.
Well, to a certain extent, because this was, you all have said this is kind of Disney's response to Batman the Animated Series. Batman the Animated Series is fairly episodic in its original.
Yeah.
run,
Yeah, there's like
right?
some arcs, but
There's some
generally.
arcs.
But
this,
like generally,
this
you
is
can watch any
only
episode.
arcs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Like this is 4-part, 5-part.
it's a little soapy.
Yeah,
like,
a little soapy.
Yeah.
The intro is like the first 5 episodes are meant to be watched like in a row as like kind of a
As a
mini
movie, yeah.
I remember we had I had the special edition Gargoyles movie game video box set.
Yes.
So it was like the first 5 episodes, but then you like played a board game as you were watching it,
Oh yeah.
which was really weird.
VHS games
And-
were the bomb, man.
Oh, I was gonna say dumb because I just wanted to watch the episode straight.
I love
I'm
that.
just
you
like
could have.
I could have, but then I'm like, does this game matter to like me understanding? Because I was like 12, so it did not. But
It did not.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, but yeah.
So the first 5 episodes established that these gargoyles are in 900 Scotland. There are warring Vikings. I'm going to try to explain this only having seen the first episode and the 6th episode of
Most
the series.
of the first episode.
Yeah, I did fall asleep.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of gargoyles.
Yes.
They come alive during the day. They are
Yes.
stone at night. One Viking knows about them.
Nope, stop reverse
many,
that.
Many Vikings.
They come alive.
They
during
come
the
alive
night,
at night.
not during the day.
It's the reverse of what did I hear wrong? I don't know. So one Viking or many Vikings know about their powers? Many Vikings.
Everyone back in the day, back in 900 Scotland, there were
Okay.
no Vikings. 1, but it's okay. 2, everyone knew about them.
Okay.
But they didn't trust them because they were different.
So there are 2 warring clans.
Yes.
And one of them has gargoyle on their property.
Mm-hmm.
One of them does not.
Yeah.
So the one that does not attacks, and the gargoyles help fight
Help
their
fight them off.
clansmen.
Yes.
The one clansman in charge is like, hey, these gargoyles are helpful to us. And then his kingdom is like, no, screw you. These gargoyles are scary. And so the one clansman basically sells out his clan because he's like, well, they're not helpful.
Say clan
Screw
a
it.
few more times.
Is clan with a C?
Say clansman a few more times.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Tribes?
No, I wasn't.
Sorry.
It
I
just
know,
makes
it's confusing.
I'm just saying it does not help define who any of these
No.
people are.
So
the quote unquote Gargoyles clan, the top military guy was just like, we need to bring this war to an end. So he's actually the one that sells them out
right.
to the blonde-haired.
He sells out his
clan.
tribe because he's like, well, they don't trust the gargoyles, so I don't trust them. Is
Yeah.
that correct? From the first episode?
I don't know.
And then the blonde tribe attacks, but then they start destroying gargoyles too, which other clan's leader does not count on. So they all get screwed over. Most of the gargoyles get destroyed except for like 5.
True.
We think
6.
5.
Yeah.
We think 5.
An
It's
amount.
it's like a Superman scenario. It's like, he's the last son of Krypton. No, he's not.
Yeah,
And then
there's
they,
a Wonder
like,
Dog coming.
Sleep for 1,000
There is
years.
a gargoyle dog. A gargoyle dog.
They like sleep for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And then they're transported to a castle on a cloud. Aren't
is true.
any aren't any floors for me to sweep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, on top of a skyscraper in New York that maybe no one can see, but maybe everyone can
Everyone
see.
can see that.
Yeah.
It's a castle.
They were the remaining gargoyles. I don't know why it took 5 episodes to bring us to this point, but they were cursed to. They would only be revived once their castle was above the clouds. So the main villain of the series, David Xanatos,
Is a
Because
modern
Dave-
character, even though he sounds like he should be a gargoyle.
David
Yes.
Theranos, yeah.
David Theranos.
Uh-huh.
Zapatos. He's just a human
Pikachu.
in the 90s.
Yeah. Who is like very science driven, but he's also like, oh, these mystic arts have like their own thing as well. Imagine him as a less evil Lex Luthor with a lot of hair.
Mystical powers also.
He doesn't
Or he
have
can
mystical
at least
powers.
read a spell. So
Yeah.
is he the one that summons the castle onto his skyscraper?
Oh, no. He does not summon. He helicopters it into New York.
What?
Yeah.
They take a giant-ass castle and just, physics, bring it over.
Not
the
brick by brick.
That's the stolen property that he has received.
Oh,
And
that
that's the
he's in
reason-
jail for
That's the
6
reason
months.
he's in jail for 6 months.
Not
at the
for
beginning of the
popping a
episode.
castle. There's no zoning
no
laws that are
magic.
broken.
No zoning law.
There's no, we should get this castle off of a skyscraper. It's just, you stole something. You may keep it, but first be in jail for 6 months.
yeah.
Okay, so I have just a couple of questions. Kate, you've lived in New York now for good 10 years.
Yeah.
How many gargoyles do you see around the city?
Not that many.
Yeah.
There are gargoyles on buildings, I assume. I've never seen one come to life.
Have you seen a full-sized massive gargoyle statue anywhere in New York?
At the cloisters.
There's like a full-size, giant, 8-foot tall gargoyle.
Maybe not 8 foot tall. I don't know.
It just
There's-
this show presumes that these statues are all over New York City.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And as a kid, I believed that gargoyles were just a thing that you had everywhere on big buildings.
Maybe like churches. Churches
Maybe.
have gargoyles.
Maybe.
So, that's a
they're
big
just-
thing in the
New
National
York City is
Cathedral
like-
in D.C.
Yeah.
So maybe like St. Peter's or St. Pat's basilicas have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not
But,
done my gargoyle
but there
research.
There are multiple times where they're just on the top of an office building in this episode.
Yeah.
And there's just 100 gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second episode
really
we watched is
Yeah.
them facing off against a team of they're simultaneously send ups of X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
American Gladiators, wrestling,
Yeah.
and bounty hunters.
All with a vague jungle
Yeah.
theme.
So
They're a little bit Dog the Bounty Hunter before Dog the Bounty Hunter was a thing.
but
Yeah.
they might have some gadget powers on par with Batman.
Yeah, so it's a TV show about a team that fights evil ninjas, and it's kind of like an X-Men, American Gladiators A-team sort of thing.
Yeah.
But also they're a real team of people that hunt things. It's
'Cause
not clear, but they
Exotic
really,
animals.
They really want to hunt a gargoyle.
Because, spoiler alert, Xanatos is the one who sicks them on the gargoyles.
He also created the TV show and made sure that that was the only TV show that the gargoyles could watch in their
when did he
castle.
create this TV show? Before or after he acquired the Gargoyle Castle?
Before it was a whole thing.
This show does not seem to have many rules.
No,
And you would think it would have a lot of rules because, daytime, nighttime, gargoyles, curse.
That's
It
about where
has
it
no
ends.
rules in what powers everyone has and when they
This
can
is
use
true.
them. No rules in what the villain is doing. But it's well animated, I guess, for the
It's
night
really
for
nice
a
looking.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning cartoon in the 90s.
Yes, it is very Saturday morning cartoons. From what I remember, they throughout the entire series, even though Xanatos is a real jerk to them and tries to kill them on multiple occasions.
Even though he acquired them, he asked for
He
this.
asked for
He
this.
bought them.
He
or
bought
stole
them.
Do you
or
think he
received
bought them
stolen.
for sport to hunt?
He was interested, and then once they're I think he read all the legends that they fought for the humans. He was
Oh,
for, so yeah, they're
They're going to be my
I'll awaken
stone
them
indentured servants.
And I'm going to use them for evil.
things.
Yeah, for things.
For
Because what does
undefined
he
evil.
want? Does he just want wealth? Is he like Lex Luthor and I want money?
More or less, that's what I remember.
And the
about him.
gargoyles just want to survive. They don't want to break a curse or get
Yeah.
back to the 900s.
They want to
No.
be best friends.
They're just
Yeah,
just
I mean-
here they're a stranger in a strange land.
Yeah, you
without
start to
being asked
establish
be here.
In
One of them's a
episode
dog.
6 that one of them is a dog.
That's true.
They start to establish in episode 6 well, if we're going to be here, we might need friends.
Yeah.
Some friends we can trust, some people we can't trust, but we need to look for friends nonetheless, which is an interesting concept.
Yeah, it's a neat kind of fish out of water thing.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I have 2 questions for each of you. We've done a little bit of a Kate asks here.
I could go further.
I could not, but I do have a question that I'd like to propose to everyone.
Yes.
And those are: 1, would you watch more of this? And 2, does it hold up? So let's start with, like, does this hold up for you, Andy?
Yes, surprisingly so, and not like plot wise, maybe, because it was in a time when like cartoons were more meant for children, and parents were like, yeah, I guess this is okay, compared to newer shows of today-ish, the last, like, I would say 20 years, that are like, these are kid shows, but also secretly they're for the parents as well.
We want the parents to get hooked too.
Animation wise, I am surprised. I think the version that they have is a little the hazy is the best term I can use.
Yeah.
The colors don't pop. I don't think they've remastered it, but somehow Disney kept it in like they may have kept it in like a vacuum vault or something, because the animation is really good.
Yeah.
Like, it holds up well. They put the Disney effort into making this a well-animated show.
No.
Yeah. I would say it holds up as well. I mean, we just watched Batman Mask of the Phantasm on this TV, and like, this looked a little bit better than that, because I think maybe Warner Brothers has forgotten about Mask of the Phantasm a little bit, so they haven't done a whole lot for TVs, but like, same thing. Like, the animation looks good. It's just like colors and some grainy situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Warner Brothers, like, they're more than just DC, so that's probably why.
Yeah, and I'd say Batman the Animated Series has a more clearly defined art style than Gargoyles, because the pack seemed like something off a Wildcats comic or something.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked like X-Men.
They're all Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah,
they
and
look
Kraven
like
the Hunter.
they look like 90s comics.
Yeah.
Whereas the Gargoyles don't, and the rest of the people like have a different art style. But animation-wise, this did seem smoother and more fluid than Batman the Animated Series. Andy, are you going to watch more of this?
I said no before we started this, and I'm not saying it because I'm now on my words will be forever recorded. But I may yell at the TV a lot, but I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
No. No, if there was like okay, here's a question. Is there like a definitive movie besides those first 5? Like, did they make a movie like Mask of the Phantasm for Gargoyles?
No.
Okay. I would watch something like that with these characters that has like a beginning, middle, and end, but I'm not going to watch 5 seasons.
Are changed. I've noticed that in like movies that come out like midway through the series. They're like, we're going to put you in new costumes.
New
for
action
this.
figures.
New action
Yeah.
figures.
Uh-huh.
But no, I'm not going to watch like several dozen hours of this just to get, because that's what you would need to do with this show, because it's so arced and so plotted. Yeah, so I appreciated the exercise in, I knew what these were, but I had never seen a full
But I
episode
didn't
or
actually
paid
know what
attention
they
to
were.
one.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some promise, but it's not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Dick?
Yeah, if I'm like homesick or something,
This would be a good sick day show.
I think I'll do the first 5. I don't know if I'll watch more. I guess it would depend on how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like, I'm not going to actively watch this when I'm like healthy. There's so much else to watch, and this is. I loved Gargoyles as a kid. And I appreciate like the voice acting, and the score is really cool.
Yeah,
like,
Keith
the theme
David
is
shout
great.
out.
Yeah, Keith David. Whoop whoop.
He's Goliath, and he's also Dr. Facilier. He is.
Awesome.
We just saw who's Keith David in Justice League in
He
New
was
Frontier.
the center.
Yeah, he
the
was
bad guy.
Yeah.
No, he is in They Live, which is an awesome movie. Keith David.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Not as awesome a movie.
Well, but Keith David's awesome.
He's it.
Hey.
He's great.
we should call him.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm like sick at home,
Yep.
I'll
Neat.
give these a go.
That's fair.
Pairing for this movie? I mean, is it Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah.
Not movie, series?
No.
Oh.
Ooh.
Andy, what would you pair with it?
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Which one?
There are so many Spider-Mans.
That's correct.
Animated series, the first one from the 90s.
The 90s
with
one,
the
okay.
terrible CGI because episodic. Or no, I'm sorry, arcs.
Arcs, yeah.
Arcs on arcs on arcs on arcs. Batman animated series episodic as
Yeah.
hell, which is a great idea for
Yeah.
a kid show.
Yeah.
That you have the same iteration. Just
It works way better in reruns if you're just catching an episode.
Yes.
Yeah, which is what most of
watching
Batman
it-
Animated the series
watching-
ended up.
Yeah, watching it straight is painful. I was trying to think of a better word, but there wasn't.
Yeah.
Just because it's differently paced, and not all the episodes are equal.
Right.
There's a lot of silence in Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
And it's not used as well as it could have been.
Agree.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, the pacing on Gargoyles was much more bam, 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 bam.
Right. Things were happening.
Mm-hmm.
You could show this to like an 11-year-old today, and they would probably
Stay with it.
Yeah, stay with it. So I would pair this with Spider-Man, because there's a lot
Okay.
of like mumbo jumbo magic words in Gargoyles, and there's a bunch of mumbo jumbo science words in Spider-Man.
Nice. Then I will pair this with Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Whoa.
because that's a great series, and y'all should watch it.
Oh.
Have a sick day and watch like an entire season.
All right.
That's all.
Did you do that on purpose? Because a lot of the voices in this show are from TNG.
I did not. Jonathan
Mind
Frakes. is on
Jonathan
this, right?
Frakes, others I can't remember
A
right
lot
now.
of the voices,
Others.
like Jonathan
Jonathan
Frakes.
Frakes. And introducing Jonathan
et cetera.
Frakes.
Frakes.
There's a lot of crossover.
Nice.
So, yeah, that is an interesting comparison.
My crossover is go to Disney World. Don't spend much time in your hotel room watching Gargoyles. There's my crossover.
Yuck.
Walt
There
Disney
was
World.
Walt Disney World.
Oh, yo. Quick announcement.
Oh,
Yes, I will watch more of this. I just changed my mind.
why?
Because at least a couple episodes have Tim Curry.
Ooh.
So I'll watch those episodes.
Okay.
Sure.
He's a great voice actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he
That's
is.
all. All right.
All right. What, Dick, tell us about where people can find us if this somehow is the first you're hearing of Cellmates podcast.
Yeah, congratulations on coming in at a
This
very
is
strange
weird.
time. You can find us at cellmatespodcast.com, Cellmates Podcast on Twitter and Facebook, and cellmatespodcast@gmail.com is how you can get in touch with us and say hi. Say like, hey, here's some movies that you should watch. And we'll be like, cool, thank you.
And for 8 more episodes, 8 more days if you're listening live, you can use the hashtag 30 days of plus, PLUS, to find this series. Actually, you can use it past that, but there won't be new episodes after 8 more days of this.
Well, we'll
but
see.
hashtags live forever,
Hashtags are forever.
but not so little boys.
Aw.
Andy, yeah, I already counted to make sure
Yeah.
that it worked.
Days are weird when
It's
you're
got
counting
you
them.
got to add 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, thanks, Andy,
Thanks,
for
Andy.
being
You're
on so
welcome.
many episodes.
You're welcome.
You've got quite the record to break for any more guests that we
we're
have
putting the rest in the can today, right? We're gonna record all
the 8
yeah.
rest. Yeah, good luck. One will be an episode on Hadestown, the musical.
Wait,
I'll draw it.
We're gonna try.
I'll draw a picture. All right.
All right.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
bye.
Plus.